My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. I think Prime Minister Modi nurses some grand ideas of being a great conqueror because his the new mural in our new parliament reflects an idea of Mr. Modi's egomania. You see, our mural actually is a vast India which was envisaged by Veer Savarkar, etc., 90 years ago, of a huge India, etc., etc. And this new mural includes Afghanistan, includes Nepal, includes Pakistan and Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka and Burma, meaning Myanmar, and Sri Lanka and the Maldives. Mr. Modi, you can say how great you are, and have ideas of grandeur. It's like me thinking that I'll become Elon Musk, but actually I'm a chutia. There's no point thinking these grand of things. And if you have an idea of history, you will know that all these regions which may have been a part of undivided, they will never come together because countries break up all the time. Something like 70, 80 new countries would have formed after India got its independence in 1947. The Soviet Union broke up into 12 to 15 republics. Yugoslavia broke up into three countries. Czechoslovakia broke up into two. And just 12 years ago, South Sudan broke up. That's the newest nation, broke up from Sudan. So these things keep happening. So all over the world. So for you, and where do you hear of all these countries coming together? Now, Mr. Modi, do you know that America was under the British? So today, can Rishi Sunak put up this thing of, including America? That, America was India was under the British, Australia was under the British. So what's the point in harboring these grand illusions? The world moves, and Mr. Modi, you must. That's why we need a person who's educated and who understands things, or at least who's intelligent enough to access information about how the world moves. Now, do you know, Mr. Modi, that Texas, perhaps the biggest US state, belonged to Mexico once, around 170 years ago? So did Louisiana, so did California, because they were a part of the Spanish Empire, and later on they were ceded to America. Whatever happened, I don't know those details. Mr. Modi, you know of Alaska, don't you? Do you know, Mr. Modi, that Russia sold Alaska to America in the 19th century for something like $6 million? Which, so all these things are now. Can Russia claim that back? That, hey, I want my Alaska back, and can Spain tell America, hey, we want our Texas back and we want this back because they belong to us? So what is the point, Mr. Modi, harboring this idea, Hindutva idea, Hindutva, Hindutva, Hindutva? By the way, Mr. Modi, I never heard of this word Hindutva before 9 years, and you came in Hindutva, Hindutva. It was Hindu or Hindu land. I mean, India wasn't a Hindu country that way. It was a country of Hindus, but it was never known as a Hindu country like that, the way Afghanistan or Iran are known as Muslim nations. So what is the point in doing all this, in nursing illusions of grandeur? Now, Nepal has already protested. Now, Nepal was never a part of India. Myanmar itself was a part of British India only for 13 years or so. From 1823 to 1837, etc., etc. Only for 13 years. So what is the point in incorporating all these countries? Now, nobody likes it. That is why your unilateral decisions just don't end up antagonizing neighbors. Even Sri Lanka will not like the idea. Then, Mr. Modi, what does your government do? It comes out with the lame excuse that we are depicting the Ashoka's empire. But, Mr. Modi, in 9 years you have never mentioned Ashoka. You have not mentioned Buddhism, because Buddhism didn't was born in the subcontinent, and Buddha was born in Nepal, Mr. Modi, not in India. He was born in the subcontinent and moved elsewhere. Now you have no excuse. Now a country like Sri Lanka is very, very fiercely nationalistic, Sinhalese, Buddhist thing, and they would not like this at all. But Mr. Modi, that is your favorite this foolishness, bit of foolishness. You interfere in Kashmir, you change its status unilaterally, and China invades Ladakh, and it has taken up vast swathes, and there's nothing we can do about that. So stick to progress. Stick to progress. A lot of things happen in this world which are beyond our control and which there's nothing. Do you think you can acquire Afghanistan or Pakistan or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka? So what is the point unveiling idea of a large India? And what's the point? What's the point? If you delude yourself into thinking that you're some great guy who's going to expand India, it just won't work. It won't work. You focus on health, focus on the economy, focus on jobs. The whole world is changing. I mean, chat GPT or whatever. These artificial machines are going to take over, deprive people of millions and millions of jobs. The average guy, he will no longer be needed. These are things that will overtake India also in course of time. So these are the things to focus on rather than how Afghanistan one day may become of a vast India. There are huge challenges, Mr. Modi. The whole world is convulsed with worry and anxiety about what's going to happen because all kinds of things are happening. Chat GPT picks up more knowledge in 2 seconds than human beings have done in 100 years. So these are dramatic changes. Now, if you acquaint yourself, you don't have to be highly educated. Your degree is absolutely 100% authentic. I know that. The whole country knows that. But you have to access knowledge. Which are the areas in which people are going to. So don't get into these illusions of grandeur. There are vast things happening, and focus on focus on work, health and education and employment, etc., rather than nursing illusions of grandeur. Well, friends, just if you like my video, please forward it to all your friends and enemies. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, please subscribe, and then you won't miss a single video of mine. Thank you. Goodbye. See you later, alligator.